up, guys? Now, I saw this Shazam Man figure and I couldn't help but grab him. Although I'm still iffy on whether the movie is going to be good or not, I do know the toys look pretty cool. I mean, he lights up and talks too. That's so cool. So, starting with the box front, you get this fully open display so you can try him out first if you want. And you also get some Shazam Man writing down there as well as 20 plus sounds and phrases.
Let's finish this!
Here's one side and the other side. There's the top. And here's back with his cape hanging out as well as some glam shots there and the other figures and a little warning here that says, what is that? This toy produces flashes that may trigger epilepsy in sensitive individuals. Wait, what? And here's the bottom with some Lego Jumbo and the UPC. And there he is, guys, Shazam Man. And man, is he red. Starting with the head, we get a pretty decent resemblance to Zachary Levi. He's got a nice little smirk on his face, as well as some pretty clean details and contouring overall, except for up here. If you can look there, let me get the angle. Yeah, see that? I have no idea what that is. That's weird. And if you take a closer look at his eyes, it looks like they tried to do that kind of photorealism type paint, because it's got that little dot pattern there, so that's pretty nice. But man, they really gave him some nice hair. I mean, just look at that. It's got all these contouring and waves to him, and like little layers and going on. And look at the top here, especially. Look at all that layering and details. I mean, they really gave him a nice head of hair. And moving on to the body, it actually has some pretty nice details for a simple figure. Now, this arm here is kind of stuck in that position, so bear with me as I try to go around it. But check out all that muscle detail that he has on there. It's pretty nicely sculpted. It's got some little suit details there as well. And if you look really, really closely, you can see there's nice little symbols and stuff right into that, like a repeating pattern. So that's pretty cool. But of course, it's this sweet thunderbolt here that really grabs your attention. Got some nice line details going along the sides there. The center is clear plastic, but it has kind of a prism sculpt into it, so it really catches that light. I'll show more of that later. And the little dots right here, lapels or something, I forget what they're called. Got a nice little symbol on there. I'm sure it has some sort of meaning on it. And he has a pretty cool looking belt overall. It's got a nice little Shazam symbol there, and it just goes all the way around, molded in gold there. Move that cape out of the way for a second. So detail all the way around. And speaking of this cape, it's just your typical toy type cape there. Nothing too special, not too high end, but still not too bad either. Little flap there. You see it's got little fuzz on the inside. It's great for cleaning your phone and stuff if you want. The top of the cape though is actually molded into white plastic here, and it's got some sculpting here. That symbol going all around again. It's got a nice gold paint to it, so that's a nice touch. You got cloth and plastic. Now if you take a look here, see the little symbol that's drawn on the cape there? Also on the bottom portion right there, that's actually the exact same symbol that is just repeating its pattern all the way along the suit. So that's kind of a neat touch. It's like the Superman suit. And behind the cape here, you got the speakers right there and the battery port cover. Now it uses 3 LR44 button cell batteries, which are included, so that is a plus. And moving into the arms here, we get some nice muscle sculpting there. He's definitely one buff dude. And we get some nice suit line there, details, as well as that patterning that's all over the rest of the suit. We get his nice gauntlets here, have some nice sculpting detail, molded in a little goldish plastic there. And his hand here is nicely sculpted as well, got a nice little fist going on. And he's actually got some veins there too, that's kind of cool. Both hands are actually fists. Now this arm right here is just kind of permanently in that position because, you know, it's spring loaded, so you try to move it up and it just kind of springs back down, so that's a bummer, but at least this arm can move. And moving into the legs, you get some more suit line detail there, as well as the pattern that's all over the place, as well as some seriously muscular thighs. Like, man, this guy works out. There's a legal bajanga danga there, but man, he's buff. And moving into the lower legs here, we got some seriously sweet looking boots. It's got some nice details there, just like in the gauntlet, and it's got some nice wrinkles there to look like a boot, wrinkly boot. And I actually really like the gold, like plastic that they used overall. It's got this nice kind of shimmer to it, and it's just a really nice touch. Even though there's no paint, it looks good. And they got sweet little thunderbolts on the sides too. Shazam! And here's the bottom of the feet for you with peg holes or keyholes, or I don't know what those are, but they're there. And for articulation, his head rotates about that far right and that far left, not very much. But what's kind of interesting is his head's kind of springy if you look at that. And if you line it up straight like that and you squeeze the legs, the head attempts to actually the head stays straight while the body rotates. I activated it. And his arm rotates 360, but has a weak soft shoulder joint. But he does have a 360 elbow joint, which is nice, as well as a 90-degree bend. His hand also rotates in a 360, as well as his other hand, although this arm here, like I showed earlier, is stuck in that position because of the mechanism. So I mean, you try to pull it forward and then it just kind of goes back, and whoa, hey, check it out, his arm is connected to his head. You can make his head move with his arm. Whoa. And although it looks like he has waist swivel, it only goes that far with the mechanism. It doesn't go the other way or any further. And as for the legs, they go very far forward, but not very far back because of a little booty there, unless you want to go sideways, and then that kind of works. Although he does have really amazing splits, like over splits. Man, check that out. And his knee bends 90 degrees, and although it does look like it should rotate, as you can see, it kind of twists, it does not. Check that out right there. See that? It's a square peg, not a round peg. So if you twist it, it will tear. So do not twist this. I nearly did that. I don't want to break another toy. But aside from that, that's it for articulation. All right, now let's take a look at this Thunder Punch feature.
Let's finish this.
Now on the package it says he has 20 plus sounds and phrases, but honestly it's more like 10. And the thing is, whatever computer is in here just kind of combines them differently. So there's 20 plus combinations, but not actual sounds and phrases. And to activate, you just squeeze the legs together.
Hands. Lightning from my hands. Lightning from my hands. Lightning from my hands.
Let's listen to a few more.
Take that, Dr. Sabata. Check this out, enemies of man. Let's finish this, enemies of man. This family sticks together. Shazam! This job calls for a superhero. I can fly. Sweet.
Now those sound effects were cool, but it's a thunderbolt that really makes a figure, so let's check it out with the lights off.
Oh, so you're like a bad guy. Why don't you pick on someone your own size, Dr. Sabata? Shazam!
Whoa.
Your phone is charged, and your phone is charged. Oh, yeah! Did you get that on camera?
Now it's time for a fun fact. Shazam here was actually originally named Captain Marvel. No, not this Captain Marvel. This one. He first appeared in the 1940 Whiz Comics #2, published by Fawcett Publications. But in 1941, DC Comics sued Fawcett Publications for copyright infringement, stating that Shazam Captain Marvel copied their Superman character. DC eventually won in a settlement, and Fawcett ceased all publications of their Shazam Captain Marvel, and he disappeared from print. Jump to 1967, and Marvel Comics, yes, the Marvel we all know today, created their own Captain Marvel as we know. He was originally a dude. But Marvel Comics did the smart thing and trademarked the name, thus fully owning the Captain Marvel name. Jump again to 1972, and DC Comics initially licenses the use of the Shazam Captain Marvel character from Fawcett Publications, ironically, but then later obtains full rights to the character, and thus in 1991, DC Comics fully owned the Shazam Captain Marvel character. But since Marvel Comics now own the Captain Marvel name, DC Comics just changed his name to Shazam. And that, my friends, is how Shazam used to be named Captain Marvel. So in a nutshell, we're technically getting 2 Captain Marvel films this year. And now you know! And with that said, I think it's high time that Thanos get a taste of the original Captain Marvel.
Wait, what? Oh, no, no, yeah! Oh, the pain.
Holy bunny pickles, it's the new hotness Captain Marvel! And she has light up powers!
Oh, I died.
Woohoo! Yeah, we won! We did it!
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo.
And for some comparisons, here he is next to the Photon Power FX Captain Marvel, the Shrink and Strike Ant-Man and the Wasp Ant-Man, the SH Figuarts Ant-Man, the Marvel Legends Infinity Thor, the Hero Vision Infinity War Doctor Strange, the Mattel Basic Aquaman movie Aquaman, and the DC Multiverse Batman, and Mario. Well guys, this is actually a pretty cool Shazam figure. It's pretty simple and basic in design, but it does resemble Zachary Levi, and the punch and sound effects are pretty fun. I just hope the movie's as cool as the toys are. But what about you guys? Are you guys looking forward to the movie, or are you more like, you know, meh, I'll pass? Let me know in the comments below. Anywho, thanks for watching as always, and I will catch you guys in the next toy review. Peace.